Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Bold Inventor Show. I'm your host, JG Hubener, patent attorney, and with my fellow attorney, trademark attorney, Matt Colseth.
Yep,
Good day,
riding
Matt.
shotgun today. Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Going great, man. Actually talked with you earlier today, so this is our
I
second
know.
chat of the day.
That's why I'm smiling so much, man. I got my JD fixing today.
Love it. I've got a little bit of window up here, but you can't see much behind you. I see a beautiful outside. You said you were working a little bit in the lawn today outside.
Well, I was working outdoors today on the lawn, but it looks like my wife is riding the lawnmower.
Okay, nice. That's excellent.
So,
well,
yeah.
good.
Put
You've
her
got
to
a lawn
work.
big enough to, demand that type
Yes.
of equipment. That's awesome.
Yeah. No, we're doing good. Just busy around here with yard work, and we're doing like a little bit of a remodel, so things are ripped up.
Okay, perfect. Well, we got a big show today. We have an inventor guest and a business consultant, Dr. Rolf Biernath, who's waiting backstage. Excited to bring him on. I was thinking about this as we had a doctor on. We are in a way doctors as well, man.
Oh, yeah. I played on TV for sure.
I don't know if it's fair to really say that. I don't think we went to nearly enough school, but hey, the juris variety. We are very doctorly.
Yeah, I mean, we do a JD, but I prefer counselor.
Speaking of that, we are attorneys, but if you're watching live, we are not your attorneys yet. We'd like the opportunity to do that, but this is not the forum to share anything confidential. So please do keep that under your hat. Here's our disclaimer, good legal notice. We're sharing legal information, and we're giving you a money-back guarantee on your entrance fee today, today only. Stay tuned. We're going to give you a link to schedule time with Dallas, who's our customer service rep. If indeed you think you might have something, whether it be a brand, a trademark, an invention, you're not sure whether it's the right time to talk or to hire an attorney, have a talk with Dallas. It's a free discovery call. So that link will be included below at the end of our broadcast. I have a bold bite as well, the Shark Tank critique lined up. In the swimming industry, because we have a guest in the swimming apparel industry. This is a little bit tangential, but I think it'll be interesting. I do want to get to 4 really quick rapid fire questions that came in over the week. We got to get to these. 2 on trademarks, 2 on patents. So if you're ready, Matt, I'll start with you on trademarks.
I am ready. I was born ready.
Okay, these are coming out of our Reddit pool, and these questions are really good.
I mean, your average Redditor is a little bit smarter than your average Facebooker.
I would have to agree. Very much.
I mean, they're definitely more snarky. But
so yeah, this one starts out real like just a couple questions. I'm trying to register.
All right, man, hit me.
Firstly, can I register 2 different words in one application? I can see there's an option, but both words I'm trying to register are different. Or could there be that one is different than the other? So,
yeah. So, I mean, if they're 2 separate trademarks, you can't register them together. So, I'm a bit confused by what the individual's asking. It sounds like maybe they have 2 words that they're using together as a trademark.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, yes, you can register those together. You can register them as word marks together, design marks together. Yeah, absolutely. You can do that.
Okay. Example might be, brush hog.
Bold IP.
Bold IP. That's a good one. So, 2 words, actually 3 words, bold, intellectual property. All 3 words could be used. We're probably going to do it.
You file all 3 of those together in one single trademark application.
Okay. But if I've got 2 separate brands, I've got Sonic soda and I've got, Bubbles swimwear. Sonic and Bubbles.
Yeah, no, you got to file those separately because they're not going to be displayed together, so consumers aren't going to think of them as a singular brand, right? They're going to think of them separately, in which case they need their own trademark applications. There's no way to add second, third, word marks, design marks to a single application. You can add multiple classes to an application, so you could be in the legal services category, in the apparel category, and information services categories, but you can't have multiple trademarks in one application.
Perfect. Second part of the question, this guy got a 2 for 1. Can I add a logo to each word to register the logo as well with no additional cost? I currently don't have one, but I know I have to register logos separately later.
Yeah, so the government's going to treat that as a separate application. So even if you went to the USPTO and said, "Hey, I got a word mark and the design mark includes the word mark, can I file them together as one trademark?" USPTO will say no. You need to either file a word mark or a design mark. Now, a design mark could protect the logo and protect the words, but in a stylized format only. So if you're a belt and suspenders guy, you probably want to do both a word mark and a design mark. If you choose between the two, I would go with a word mark if you can register it. They're always a little bit more complicated to register than your typical design mark, though.
Why the word mark over the design mark?
I like word marks because there's no claim to color, font, design language. So from an enforceability standpoint, when you're comparing your trademark registration against a potential infringers, if it's a word mark, as long as it includes the words in your trademark or similar words, right, then that's a violation of your trademark, assuming that the services and the products are similar. If you're a design mark, then you're going to have to say, well, part of my trademark is the words associated to it. You need to, forget the design part of it. It's just the words that I'm trying to enforce against this third party. So
perfect.
Makes it a little bit more narrow in terms of how you can enforce those design marks.
Love it. All right, I'm going to give myself a softball question here.
All right, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to step back and take a break.
Thank you, Matt. That was incredible, by the way. It was worth the price of admission. I have an idea I've been working on. I've been wanting to start making the idea come to life. I have no experience with getting a patent. I'm not even sure if that would be the next goal. If anyone can give me some knowledge on this, it'd be greatly appreciated. I like this question. This person's out there, vulnerable, willing to take, whatever advice they've got. I would say if they're still in the process of bringing it to life, as they say, right, making it, building it, I think there is that step that's required before even really considering whether you should or should not patent something. And so this is still kind of perhaps in that inventing step. You're still working on proving to yourself that this does what you think it's going to do. You're inventing. And some inventors can kind of get halfway on a solution, and they may need to bring in a co-inventor or a consultant or a design expert to help them actually get to that point where it's functional and does what you're hoping it does. So get to that point. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, would you say that, if you're someone who aspires to be an entrepreneur and aspires to have patent portfolios and do that thing? I mean, obviously, I think it would make sense for them to book some time with Michael and at least get a lay of the land in terms of the patent process so that they know when to file or when to talk to the patent attorney, when not to.
Yeah.
There's so much nuance there, but I know working with Michael in the past that he explains it very well and gives them a pretty good idea of when they should start thinking about, filing a patent.
Totally. Yeah. And, not all products need a patent. I'll just say that if you've got a really kind of a niche, almost a hobby kind of a project, the market size really isn't that big. You're not sure you want to dedicate a lot of energy, time, and money to it. Probably not worth getting a patent on it. It might cost you 10, 15, 20 grand. And are you really going to get a return on that investment? Is it going to be worth it? So have kind of a gut check there as well. And then before we get there, obviously, if what you've created, take a look back, say, is this the first time someone's ever done this? Is this available online? Can I Google something like this? Has someone else done it like me before? And if the answer is no, maybe then you start booking a call and have a chat with us, talk with Michael, that type of thing.
Would you recommend that a potential investor or inventor do just a little bit of prior art research or prior application research on Google Patents? I know it's a pretty easy one for them to.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Google Patents is a specific database that looks at publications of pending applications as well as issued patents. And it's a great place to start looking at the patent-specific prior art. Prior art is the biggest, bucket of information. Anything that's known in the public universe, right? That's what examiners will cite, is not just patent documents, but anything that's been published in like a journal article or somewhere that's available to someone in the skill of the invention. So yes, Google.
Great answer, JD. Gold star.
Okay, one more for you. We're going to squeeze this one in. Trademark side. So cease and desist letters and infringement side. It starts out, am I correct in thinking that my rights are limited while pending?
Yes.
It would not be wise to have cease and desist letters, right? What do you think about that, Matt? While a trademark is pending?
Yeah. So let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
Yes, if you have a pending trademark application, you do not have any federal registration rights to drag someone, into court and berate them in front of a judge for a trademark violation, right? Can't do it.
Okay.
Can you still send a cease and desist? Yes, you can, but you should, speak with an attorney and have the attorney send it. And if you send that cease and desist while your trademark is pending, you better be darn sure that your first use date is better than the third party infringer.
Okay.
Because if it's not, you're basically alerting this third party to your intention to register a federal trademark and giving them plenty of opportunity to oppose or potentially cancel your trademark at a later date. So
Okay.
yes, I send cease and desist letters for pending trademarks all the time, but they're very specific and it's part of the overall strategy for the client.
Got it.
Yeah.
So look before you send for sure. Make sure you're not going to
Absolutely.
Start a big, fight that you're going to end up losing.
Yeah, don't kick a hornet's nest while your trademark application is pending. I can think of a number of occasions where my clients have gotten, cease and desist letters from people who have pending trademarks at the USPTO, and they call me and we look at it and we're like, you've been in the marketplace for 5 years since before this guy went to market. File our own trademark, file opposition against their trademark application. So, those are just layups, for attorneys.
Awesome. Great answer, Matt. We are done. Good work.
Thanks. See you guys later.
Bring on our first guest. They've waited patiently. They've got Michael Molinski, our star guest today, the inventor of the Tadpole Swimsuit. Welcome to the show.
What's up, Michael?
Hey, glad to be here. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you for making time. You're like one of the first people I reached out to in terms of inventors in the wild, right? We started this a couple months ago. You're not a Bold Patents client, but you have an invention and you're excited to bring it to the market. You've been at it for a while. Tell us about what you've invented.
Well, before we get started, I don't remember sending you that second to last question like 3 years ago about what to do when you have an idea. So thank you for reading my my question that I didn't even know I sent. For that person. Yeah. So behind me is my invention is called the Tadpole Swimsuit, and I'm trying to change the way children learn how to swim because I have 2 kids of my own, and when my toddler son jumped in the water with nothing on him to be like his big sister, freaked out for a second and thought there's got to be a better way, and there wasn't for what I thought it should be, and then here we go.
Cool. Well, and can you show it off? Can you kind of pull it off?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So no virtual backgrounds here. This is a real deal. It scares me sometimes when I walk into my studio. So right now this is a 3-year-old size, and I say it takes buoyancy away from just the chest and the arms is what we normally have to work with as parents of young kids, and it spreads across the whole body from ankle to elbow with 24 strategically placed pockets that are modular. So as the child learns how to swim, you can actually start taking the pockets out just one at a time. So just like when we go to the gym to get stronger, we take a little bit of the resistance away from the child so they can actually develop their muscular strength along with their flexibility and coordination. Because right now the only option is binary. The kid wears it all, their water wings, they wear them all summer long, and then at the end of summer, you just take them off. So they go from having full buoyancy to nothing. And that's like, we're just going to deadlift, our body weight and then double it. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So there was no modular really designs out there, and so I created one.
Got it.
That's wild. I love it, man. It looks great.
Yeah, that's very unique. So have you, in terms of like going to market, have you had success there? Are you selling some of these?
Yeah, I started out with a prototype, got the proof of concept working, and I was like, it shouldn't be this easy, but knock on wood, it's been going really well. And I've been selling to, the friends and the family and my neighborhood just to kind of get the word out and tweak the design a little bit, because it's not perfect right off the bat. And through word of mouth, I actually got my first commercial client, a local pool installation company. And this guy's like, I've been around this industry my whole life. I've never seen anything like it. I love it. I want to put 100 of them in my stores. So I'm working with him right now to get a bunch made up for my 3, 4, and 5-year-olds and get them into his shop. And that's my current mountain I'm climbing right now is getting bulk manufacturing going.
Super cool. Any idea what you're thinking from a retail perspective? What you're going to retail this at?
My goal is retail about $100. I was trying to be down in like the $80 range, like trying to keep it affordable. Then like after COVID and inflation and everything started just amplifying, it's been crazy. So if I can keep it around $100, I'd be happy with that. Which is, it's the cost of a full body swimsuit plus flotation and maybe one swim lesson. And like, there you go. It's already paid for after that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I justify it in my brain anyways, as a working dad.
Yeah, no, I think especially too, I mean, that looks like it's pretty comfortable for kids to wear, more so than like a life vest, or, floaties. So I think that'd be really cool for younger kids, especially, right? Maybe, if you're someone who's got a pool in your backyard, or you're like me, you got a cabin people go to. Man, if I had a 3 or 4-year-old, 5-year-old even, I'd probably have them in that all day. They're running around the property. Right.
It's supposed to be comfortable. My concept is like, what if learning how to swim was as easy as play? Like as a parent, we take our kids to the playground. We don't give them a full-on lesson. Like, this is the swing set. These are monkey bars. This is how this works or that works. You're like, get out of here, kid, go play, burn off that energy. So I created this suit so the little kids could feel confident enough to do what the big kids are doing. They're out there, they're swimming, they're treading, they're going head over heels, bending down, picking stuff up. And that's what my suit does. It gives them the flexibility to go in and do whatever they want. Now, it is not a life-saving device in the sense like it's Coast Guard certified or anything like that, sure. Which, I've done a lot of research because people ask me, they're like, it's like a lifesaver. I'm like, no. It's not set and forget it. A lifesaver.
Swim aid.
Yeah. It's a tool. It's a tool like anything else, right? Because a life preserver is meant, like if we're out canoeing, right? If me, Matt, and JD are out, rafting, and somebody turns around and hits me with the oar, and I fall out, it's going to turn me up and have my airways, up to the sky. That's a lifesaver. Mine is meant to let these kids get their full body in the water and then the motion. Because when they're wearing water wings, all they're doing is treading. They're like, because all the buoyancy's up here, they're just treading in a forward motion. And then so when you take them off at the end of the summer, they're still in that position in the water, so they sink like a rock. It doesn't, they're not used to going horizontal and swimming across that way, that natural motion. So,
Michael, I got to ask you. Okay, so you do have a patent on this, correct?
Patent pending. Okay. I'm working on it. So, leading back to that question you had, it's like, I'm an inventor. Like, I had this idea. What do I do? You can start with the prototypes and get that proof of concept working, so at least know your idea has some legs. And that's where it can kind of become like a sticky widget. Like, all right, is it worth putting that money into protection? Or, I'd ask myself, I was like, what would it look like if it were easy? And if it were easy, I just make a Facebook and Instagram and start getting it out there, right? Start selling direct to consumer. What I didn't know is as soon as I did that and published it, the clock starts ticking. So the US government's like, you got 1 year to get your patent and crap in order. So I filed my paperwork and I got my fingers crossed that everything is going to be going in as right as rain. But who knows? Everything's pending right now, and we'll find out.
Excellent. Yeah, I was going to ask, what's your lessons learned? If you're going to tell someone listening today that's just getting started, might have been where you were at a year or two ago, what's that lesson what mistake not to make? What would you pass along?
Yeah, the mistake is getting it out into the public eye a little too early, like look before you leap. And like you mentioned earlier, weigh those pros and cons. If you have an idea that's like in a saturated market and you're just kind of one of a dozen, but you're selling, like that's fine. But what I have done is created something entirely new, which I need to protect myself, because it's not like when or if, China or any other company overseas is going to start making knockoffs. It's when. It's a matter of time. So the more I can do to protect myself, the better I'll be in the long run. Because, I want to take care of my kids and send them off to good schools and all that stuff and be like any other parent, who wants a good future for their next of kin.
That's so cool. Well, and we only have a little bit of time. I'm sorry we can't chat too much longer. But Michael, if someone's out there watching now or afterward on the recorded program, can I give them your email address for them to reach out and ask questions and say, hey, what's it like? What are you doing, as you're getting this product out the door?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Perfect.
So my main email for this is tadpoleswimsuit@gmail. And if you want to find me on LinkedIn. That's where I love all business stuff. Besides doing this, you can't tell I kind of in a professional setup. I've been a professional photographer and cinematographer for over 20 years. I was a combat photographer in the Marine Corps. And I just love business in general, right? So I besides doing this, I've had so many irons in the fire, you know what I mean? So I'll talk shop with anybody who wants to and bounce ideas off each other. It's a lot of fun for me.
Well, we're going to keep you on. We're going to bring on our next guest. We have Dr. Rolf Biernath, been waiting for a while. Thank you for waiting, Dr. Biernath. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Good to talk to you guys. Hi.
Thank you. Hopefully you've been able to hear what we've been chatting about so far.
Yeah, I sure have. And actually, your third question that you said was a softball for you is actually a softball for me, too, as well.
Okay, good. Love it. So tell us about what you do at Biernath Consulting.
Yeah. Basically, it all started out, I grew up in a family business, tinkered away at things, took things apart, never put them back together again. My dad put up with that. But what I learned from him was he imported tools for the woodworking industry and brought a lot of innovations to market. One of which was, I won't go into the details, but Makita was one of them. And there I learned the value of innovation to grow small businesses because I saw how his investments in bringing new products and innovations to market to his customers really paid off. I mean, it gave me a good way to grow up and live. I didn't appreciate it as much at the time, but it's pretty amazing. Now, fast move the clock up a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm retired from 3M. I got my PhD, chemical engineer, 35 years of experience, 57 or more patents at this point. And what it really kind of points out to is I like to envision new products and help to make those real and practical. And I've done that with people at my career as well as a consultant. I've got numerous clients at this point that have protected their stuff with IP, and that's really important. So I mean, the role you guys play with patents and trademarks can't be underlined and bolded enough. So I like your bold, but it needs even more because it really is the only way to protect the value. People copy things so quickly nowadays that it's hard to do that. But what I also have passion about right now is I bring AI and IoT and other emerging technologies into existing products that are out in the marketplace, and I help the business owners do that, help them incorporate it into their products.
And are you up here in Minnesota?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, you are? Okay. Me too.
Yeah. Gotcha. So the storms just came through.
Did you hear it in his voice, right? Matt? How did you know? Was there some sort of a hand signal that he gave you, or what?
Yes. Yeah. There's a secret digital handshake.
Yes. We can't disclose it though, so sorry. You'll have to
I want to show up your
the
website a little bit. So you do some consulting work. So you help inventors, entrepreneurs, business owners with, like you said, this type of stuff.
Sure do. And so I help people who have a lot of ideas sort through their ideas to pick out which are the ones to actually move forward on, because there's two types of people out there. One of which is idea people, and they have lots of ideas. They just keep on generating them, and they can't figure out which one to execute on to take it forward, and so end up doing too many things at once and not getting anything done. Or you've got people that they've gotten one product out there, or they've got a service business or a product that they've inherited or gotten somehow, but they don't know how to bring new technology into it. And those are the kind of people I like to work with, both sides. Probably more the people where I can go to and say, hey, did you know that you could add this feature to your product? Yeah, would that interest your customers? So that's kind of the funnest role I've been playing, in at least just in business, because I get to help them execute it and do that. But then, coaching them on getting trademarks and filing patents and copyrights where they can. I don't actually give them the coaching on how to do that. I just tell them you need to work with an attorney to do that.
Call Matt. You need to call JD.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, love it. When you've got the 57 patents on your own to kind of back it up, you're not just talking. It's not just lip service. You've been through the process before. If you don't mind, I'd love to put you on the spot. And we've got someone just right here, Michael Molinski. You got a product. I wouldn't say it's high tech, but let's talk. Let's say hypothetically he was.
We need to put the 3M reflective tape on this thing.
Oh, okay.
Sure. Okay. Gotcha.
How would you advise someone like Michael if they come and just talk to you the first discussion? What are some of the things you might talk about?
One of the first things I talk about is just making sure he's got some NDAs in place with anybody he's talking to, including me.
And the millions of people watching today. No, we need an NDA. No, just kidding. Oh, please. That's a great one. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I mean, that would be, if he was giving me his brand new idea that he's floating around in his head, maybe is still in the process of some genesis even, where I might end up becoming a co-inventor with him by US law, just because I help him figure out the step that he couldn't figure out on his own, whether it be putting foam in there or air bubbles or, I don't know quite how you did it there. I couldn't make it out from the video, but it's probably foam or some compressible or so. So I'd ask him what options he's considered, and kind of just start exploring with them. There's many directions. It's like part of the question is he trying to hone in on his solution? He's already identified the market. He knows people need it, and he's just trying to fine tune it for that market, or is he still in the process of generating the bloom of the idea from which the fruit will ultimately come off of? So,
Michael, where are you on?
Well, so I'm guilty of being that idea guy. Like I've had so many ideas, and the whole reason why I got this one off the ground is because I went into New Year's like, I'm gonna finally do this. My wife was like, I'm so sick of hearing all your ideas. Will you just finally do one? I was like, fine, I will. Dare me to. So yeah, one of my struggles is putting my energy into this one thing and not getting distracted by the million other things out there. But yeah, so I haven't had NDAs set up with anybody. It's because I'm in a small town. It's like, oh, trust and a handshake, but we all know how far that really goes in a court of law. And yeah, I'm targeting the young swimmers. The number one cause of death in the United States for children 5 and under is drowning. It's accidental drowning, and it's number 2 for kids 6 to 10. So I'm full force trying to get this out there, and every day that goes by, the stat is literally like 2.5 drownings per day. So that's 5 every 2 days. And the longer it takes me, to get this thing out there, the more my heart breaks. I really feel a social need to do something, because whatever we're doing, in the US isn't working right now.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like a heck of a mission. And this is, hopefully we're able to provide some additional platform and publicity here with this program today. Maybe some last couple minutes here, going over to you, Mr. Biernath. So looking at some of the big, huge golden nuggets, that you try to pass along to clients that are kind of in this stage where they're trying to still find that addressable market, ways they can improve a product. What would you say to someone in that situation? What are some things that they should try to do to have success?
Short of the snarky one, which is give me a call, or schedule some time on my website there. Short of that one, there's a number of things. I think the suggestion to search on Google Patents, or there's a couple other patent databases out there that are free. Those are really good. Just throw in your keywords and see what comes out. The patent office has a weird way of defining terms, though. So sometimes even just a Google search or any of the other search engines can really help with that. But that's the first thing, is kind of just make sure it's not already out there. Make sure it's unique. So because if you're an idea person and your idea is already out there, okay, chalk one up. It was a good idea. Somebody's already out there with it. Move on and find the next idea.
Right.
It will certainly come up for you because problem solvers have that kind of code encoded in their brain. So they just do that. So
perfect. I'll ask you the same question I asked Michael. Are you comfortable if I share your email address with those here on the broadcast?
yes.
Okay, perfect. So if you want to reach out to Dr. Biernath and get some more information about exactly what he's talking there, that's his email at rolf@biernathconsulting.com. And guys, we're at the end of our show. I'm glad we were able to get interview both of you. We held off on the bold bite. I'm considering making this show an hour long, Matt. I don't know if we'd be willing to go that long. Would you be up for it next time? What do you think?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd love to have you guys back on, get sort of an update, certainly to hear more about whether you get that patent issued and, of course, how things are going in the market for you, Michael. And then we'll get more detailed, specific topic with you, Mr. Biernath, at some point down the road.
Sure. Love to talk about some of the patents someday.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, for Matt and Bold Patents, myself, I wish you guys a great rest of your week. We'll be here live next week, Wednesday, maybe for an hour at starting 1:30 Pacific. Take care, everybody. Go big, go bold. I didn't forget this.